Hi there, Corey from webflyz BC in Smithers, British Columbia. I am a custom tyer for people around the world. I have a blast doing it. Anything between a 1/4 inch and a foot or 18 inches long for marlin I tie. Today I will be tying what I like to call a bunnybou. It's a rabbit tail fly. It's got a really thick body and a marabou kind of collar, and it has all kinds of movement in the water. It's a steelhead slayer, works for many other fish species, but today we're talking about a steelhead fly. So here we go. Today I'm using a 2/0 Vision hook. This hook is a base hook that I will be snapping in order to use a single barbless trailer loop. So what I'm going to use is either Kevlar or big fly thread, something really tough. I'm applying a lot of pressure as I wrap along the shank, and I'm going to end up just ahead of the point of the hook when the thread hangs there. As you can see, my trailer loop material of choice is Berkeley Fireline or Tiger Wire or cable, but today is Fireline. And on my Norvise, I usually have a marker of where to put the end of this when I'm tying many flies, hundreds of flies at one time. But today I'm going to take a guess based on my knowledge of where to place this. And again, I'm going to tighten this as hard as possible, leaving it on the center and top of the shank. Get so far. I'm going to push the ends through the eye and then fold it back, again applying as much pressure as possible, and that's why you use this thick thread, and this allows you to apply a lot of pressure. Now you can tie that off. You can glue it as well. I sold many flies to guides and anglers, and I have found that just breaking the hook at the end here, it serves quite a good enough purpose for a trailer loop flies. My trailer looped hook is a owner hook. Owner has fantastic hooks. They're really hard to get up north in British Columbia. We get them from California, and I'm gonna stick this on here so I know exactly where to place my rabbit tail. So I push it through the eye and do my best to find the loop, pull it over, and that hook is secure. I like to put it standing up, the hook point sitting up, but you can have it down as well. I don't think it matters too much as long as you tie a fly that the steelhead are going to eat. I'm going to use a rabbit strip that is bubblegum pink. Steelhead love the pink worm. Fly fishermen and fly anglers don't care for using rubber worms, so I try to make them with as many fly materials as possible. I'm going to trim this hide rabbit zonker strip just so the hairs are not too, maybe a 1/4 inch, half an inch maximum past the hook bend of my trailer hook. Next, what I'm going to apply is Polar UV dubbing. The stuff is fantastic. It really glows in all types of water colors. It serves a great purpose instead of chenille or ice chenille, in a sense where it's really bushy. It's not really thick, but it's bushy, and allows the marabou to swim a lot nicer. Doesn't matter what kind of current you're fishing in. So I'm going to wrap that along the shank and tie it off. Make sure I get a few wraps in there. Now what I'm going to do next is add I guess this is a fuchsia colored marabou feather. You can tie it in a variety of different ways. I'm going to tie it in by the butt end because it is almost the same diameter as the tip end. You can wrap this with your thread along with it so it stays strong. But what I do is wrap it as tightly, as close as possible, and then once I get close to the tip, I tie it off. And what I'm going to do is kind of overlap those last few wraps of marabou so it's nice and strong. And really, it would take a very perfect bite from a steelhead to get in there and break that feather loose. Next, I'm going to use a purple feather because steelhead love pink and purple. This is a very good fly for the Skeena River as well, including species like coho, chinook. You might have to increase the pound test of your trailer loop for chinook, but regardless, this is a really good go-to fly for Skeena River fish, period. Lick my fingers to pull it back and out of the way. This fly is actually taking really good shape now. What I'm going to do next is apply some plastic purple eyes. I really like plastic. I really like using your sink tip to get the fly down as opposed to using weighted eyes. That's my personal preference. The reason for that is I've broken rods before with the really heavy eyes, even the medium and small eyes. I've taken chunks out of my rods and quite honestly hit the back of my head a couple times. So this will ensure that the fly stays light, but at the same time it gives the effect of a buggy fly to the fish. Next, I'm going to put in, I'll say, looks to be about 8 pieces of crystal flash, and I tie it in a V, so each top of each side has a little bit of flash on each side. Again, I'll lick my fingers and pull it back. One more feather I like to add is the same color guinea, or you can use schlappen or what have you, but I like to put a feather at the very front of the original color that we started with. Kind of just adds a nice visual for us people that like to look at flies and fly boxes. As far as the fish go, I haven't heard any complaints about not having it there, but they don't talk, so we'll never really know. Again, it looks nice, looks a little nicer. And I'm just going to do 2 or 3 wraps of this guinea, which is dyed pink, and it kind of just fills up that gap too. Now today I don't have any chenille, but ideally I would put a pink egg of some sort around these eyes. Typically it would be just a medium pink chenille, but I don't have any with me as I make this video. Wind up, make sure those are secure. Oops. Wind up to the front and tie this fly off. I'll whip finish twice just in case. And what I'm going to use next is a fantastic product called Clear Cure Goo. This stuff has helped me make all types of things, and I'm going to apply some thick to these eyes just to make sure that they last a bunch of spay casts in the river. It's quite simple to use. It's really simple to use. There's no comparison I have found out there. Brian Carson of Clear Cure Goo has come up with a fantastic product. It stays clear in saltwater fly boxes, even if your flies were left, in the box for a long time. It's so strong, it doesn't crack. You can't ask for anything else. And all I have to do is hit it with UV light and we're finished. I'll be right back here. Okay, so there's my bunnybou by webflyz BC. Normally this would be a decent fly, but without the Clear Cure Goo, those eyes would bust in short time. And again, I use the sink tip to get this fly down. It's just a really easy very long, durable, lasting fly for steelhead, because they hammer flies, to be honest. Sometimes steelhead just will demolish your fly and scare you while you're holding on to your rod. This fly needs a quick hit of the UV light to cure, and we're talking seconds here, and that's all we need, and this fly is complete. There you have it. It's the bunnybou, or sometimes called Alaska boo fly, tied by webflyz BC, and with the help of clear cure goo, I'm gonna use a little alcohol and a Q-tip, as I used a clear cure goo that is sticky after application. I'm going to use a little rubbing alcohol, rub this off real quick, and then that way it won't stick to my fingers while I'm trying to tie this fly on. Use a loop knot. It adds so much action to your fly, and that's all you need. I'll be back to make more videos just like this. Hope you had a great day. Check out www.webflyzbc.com. My name is Corey Koenig, and I'm happy to show you how to tie flies. Have a great day. Bye.